Blood Service, we'd like to welcome and celebrate together the coming together of the Sri Lankan and the Australian and the embassies and the relationship that we've had for 70 years, and nothing better than celebrating the donating of blood, and to know that the Australian community is the ones who will be benefiting from this relationship with 270 lives saved today. So I'd love to welcome and thank His Excellency Ambassador Skandar and Andrew Collins from DFAT and Susan Orr MLA for being part of our life-saving event today. Thank you.
Thank you for those kind words, Susan. Friends from DFAT, Sally. At the very outset, I'd like to say a special thank you to Janaka Velikala, who really has been instrumental in organizing all of this. He's done a tremendous job, and we're very grateful for that. Thank you, Janaka. And also a special thank you to this charming lady, Savitri, who's done this magnificent cake for us. Apparently she got up at 4 o'clock this morning and found that the icing wouldn't melt. You see? But then, you know that she would make anything melt if you look at her, so that was not a major problem for her. But it just, again, demonstrates the kind of skills that Sri Lankans have. Thank you for that. In 1947, when Charles Frost, the Tasmanian, took up office at the Golfers Hotel, I don't think even in his wildest imagination he would have thought that at some point of time we would be remembering that historical day with a blood donation. And 70 years later, that's exactly what we've done. And we have a good reason for that, because the relationship between Australia and Sri Lanka, which started in 1947, actually had a very significant initiation in 1951 when the Colombo Plan was inaugurated. It was between Percy Spender, who was the Foreign Minister of Australia, and J.R. Jayawardena, who was the Finance Minister of Sri Lanka. Our first High Commissioner here, Aubrey Martins, during his tenure became Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. That will just give you some indication of where Sri Lanka was, Ceylon as it was then known, was immediately after independence. The country with some amazing potential in its post-colonial era. I mean, it's historical now that we lost our way. It's also a fact that we have learned from our mistakes and we are now moving forward as one. And on Valentine's Day this year, when your Prime Minister, the Honourable Malcolm Turnbull, hosted our Prime Minister and toasted the relationship at Parliament House at a very, very grand celebration. He referred to our relationship as being built on mutual respect and trust, and attributed the strength of that relationship to those very ingredients. And if you really look at that, I mean, if you look at the significance of that statement, that is what you need, whether it be between countries, or whether it's between governments and their people, or amongst people themselves. And taking it from there, over the years, our relationship has grown. Australia has been very strongly attached to Sri Lanka, never once interfering in our affairs, and at the same time making it known to us that if you need us, we will always be there for you. And that's exactly what they have done. They've also stood by us through our cricketing passage. I mean, and it would be a terrible omission if I failed to mention that, because immediately after we got test status to play international cricket in 1982, no one would be more aware of the contribution Australia has made than myself, because I spent 10 years in an honorary capacity with the cricket board. And Australia stood by us over the years, very firmly supporting us in the initial years, as they did when we gained independence. So much so that just about a year ago, we actually beat Australia 3-0 in a test series. So that's how much our cricket has grown. Today, we are celebrating this event with a special reason, because so much has changed globally. I mean, I don't think anybody would deny the fact that we really are in a semi-crisis situation as a world. And we are comparing needs and wants, and while human wants will continue to change, there's one thing that will never change, and that is human needs. And human needs revolve around basic things like food, water, shelter and clothing, and of course peace. Because without peace, there is no future for anyone. And it is for that reason that we have come here today, because peace requires only love and compassion, which is inherent in each and every one of us. And today is a demonstration of that feeling that we have in our relationship, not just with the Australian government, but with the Australian people. And speaking for myself, I mean, 150,000 Sri Lankans have come out here, and in that special event that your Prime Minister hosted, both the Honourable Malcolm Turnbull and the Leader of the Opposition, Bill Shorten, referred specifically to the way the Sri Lankan community has integrated and thanked them for their contribution to the well-being of the Australian economy, and that has been significant. So our ties are very strong, and we are very happy to be here. Thank you very much for your presence, and it's an event that is worthy of celebration, and I think there could not have been any way that was more appropriate than what we have done today. Thank you, Australia, and thank you. Thank you. May I now invite Susan to
Thank you.
say a few words?
I'd just like to start by acknowledging that we meet on the land of the Ngunnawal people and pay my respects to their elders, both past, present and future, and extend a welcome to any other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who may be with us, as well as our other esteemed guests and all of you. Now, I am here today representing the Chief Minister, Andrew Barr, and he does extend his best and warmest wishes and congratulations to you today for celebrating 70 years of diplomatic relations. As I said, my name is Suzanne Orr. I'm the member from Yerrabi in the ACT Legislative Assembly. For anyone who doesn't know who Yerrabi is, it's quite new. It's all of Gungahlin and parts of Belconnen. As Australia's national capital, Canberra is recognised as the meeting place of our nation and home to many of our national treasures and icons. And Canberra is also the permanent home to a diverse and vibrant multicultural community. As you're probably aware, it includes over 2,000 Australian Sri Lankans of origin and descent, and each of you makes a great contribution to our vibrant community. Now, from the modest beginnings in the late 1940s, when the first High Commissioner, who's actually Mr. Martinet, yeah, I got that one right, arrived, relations between our two countries have gone from strength to strength. And we've built a shared history of cooperation in areas such as education, so the Colombo Plan, as well as trade, investment, sport. I'll let you have that last bit of that. Cultural exchange and development, as well as our links through the Commonwealth. So, and also on the sporting note, I know we've had it pointed out that you beat us in the last time we met, but we do have another opportunity to go head to head, and that's coming up when the Sri Lankan cricket team comes over for the first ever Test match at Manuka Oval next year. So we're really looking forward to that. The Chief Minister is definitely looking forward to that. So once again, I'm honoured to be a part of this celebration, and on behalf of the ACT government, I congratulate the High Commissioner and the Deputy High Commissioner for this unique and thoughtful way of celebrating 70 years of relations between our two countries. And as a community, we've always been proud of the contribution that our fellow Canberran Sri Lankans make, and we hope that continues to go on, and we look forward to it. So once again, I'd like to thank you all, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Right.
I feel there should be a cake cutting ceremony.
Well, then can you sign a shake hand?
Sorry, you want to?
Oh, shake hands again.
Okay. Now for the Susan and I will cut this. I'll be very careful that I don't touch the flags on either
Should we try
side.
for the middle bit?
Maybe she'll have to try.
Yeah.
Please stand.
And so,
I'm neutral.
Which way? Okay, we're ready.
right in the middle.
Yeah, I think we need to stop.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you. We'll let the others cut. May
We'll
I,
leave it before we get to the flag part.
Kivani, may I? We cut it. We cut the initial one. Otherwise, this is up. Can we take it forward? We We made sure we didn't touch the flag, Savitri.
Well, somebody will have to come in.
Please, Susan. Sally, please.
Well, I'm happy to do the, I'll be mother and
You'll cut all of it.
yes, I'll be mother and do some sharing.